And here we are for that rematch in the finals against Roberto. He actually had to beat my deck from last week, the mono red Blitz deck. And his deck seems to be set up really well for it. He's got like a Ration Cleric main deck, Sultai Emissary, bunch of removal spells, and Treasure Cruise. It seems like a pretty good matchup for him. Which I'm kind of happy with. I think that deck is a little bit more scary to play against. I do have Pulsa Marasa to help gain some life, but I don't have any way to deal with Impact Tremors. In retrospect, I should have one Return to the Earth in my sideboard, or one Naturalize, maybe, just to deal with that card. So I decided to keep this hand, which is a little sketch. I just need to hit one land. I figure it's a little weird because I do need to hit a blue land, but Evolving Wilds and a lot of dual lands get me there. But I instead draw double Treasure Cruise off the top, which is like the worst draw steps. And he's got double Sultai Emissary, but he also does not have a third land. And then I do hit my blue land, but I have no other play, so I'm getting beat down, but he's still stuck on two lands. So here I just touch the void one of his guys. Take one. Still missing land, so I could play Visionary, but if I miss on land, I'm going to have to discard. And it's a little annoying. I kind of want to save this last touch of the void because it's my last piece of removal. So I don't want him to play out, things that I have to kill. In retrospect, I think I should have just touched the void to Sultai Emissary here, because I just play the Sky Spawner. I think it's a mana efficient play. The Scion I can potentially use for mana here soon too. But what this play allows him to do is creates a target for his Bone Splinters and lets him upgrade. So if I would have touched avoid his guy, he probably would have had to have discarded, which would have been better for me, I think. So here I just play the Visionary, and I think I'm just going to kill his 2/2 and just attack for 1. Because I can pulse back the Visionary is going to be one of my plays. He finally draws his land, so we're both cooking with all sorts of good cards in hand. Except now I'm ahead in the clock department. He's just got a 3-mana 2/3, yeah, so I'm just like going to kill his guy and attack. Guess I'm going to play, there's another attacker. So he'll be able to stabilize here shortly, I'm sure. Cleric helps, yeah. Alright, so I finally hit some lands. And I guess I'm going to cruise. I guess I'm going to have to discard, but I can do that just fine. Discard a pulse. I want to keep hitting land drops. And I don't even have enough pulse targets to cast pulse multiple times. So he gets to attack me the 1/3 and play a 2/4. Again, I would love to have a way to kill that 2/4 in the main, but I do have the Touch Avoided in hand, so he can't really block. And again, if he's not going to block in that spot and go down to 10, I guess he can gain that life right back, which is fine. But I'm just going to play more flyers. Got my beatdown squad here. And now he's attacking. I guess he's so confident that he's not blocking that he might as well just attack. I guess he wanted the raid as well. That makes sense to me. Get to play a land, and now I'm just going to bash him in the air for 5. So he's on a tough clock here. And while he's tapped out, I don't want him to counter this in any way. I'm going to Treasure Cruise. Leave back the Elvish Visionary. Hope to hit a land. Guess I already played my land for turn, but I think I'm in a safe spot. Okay, that's slightly annoying. He gains 4 life and kills one of my biggest flyer. Then he can attack me for 3. He could have attacked me for a lot more. I think he could have attacked with everybody probably. He could have held back. He should have at least attacked with a 2/4. Because he's not blocking, right? Yeah, he didn't have to block with it. The Irrational Cleric just holds me back enough. So I decided to just get the Sky Spawner back and just, again, create more flyers. Flyers seem to be giving him a little bit of a problem right now, but he's got another Harsh Sustenance, which is slightly annoying. He's going to gain 4 more, go to 14. Does he have a Duress too? Or Treasure Cruise. Okay, Treasure Cruise is fine. Duress would have been annoying because I think this Rolling Thunder is going to end the game. So here I can just, triple block just to kill his guy. I figure I might as well. So here, I guess I just touch the void just so I can keep the beats. And I guess I pulse for Visionary. What am I doing here? Just cruising again? Yeah. I figure the game's just going to keep going later. Now I'm up 6 cards, so the more that I have to cook with, the better the fight will be in my favor here soon enough. Alright, so here I make the Rolling Thunder play just to kill his guys, hit him for a few extra. I hit him for 5 extra, and then I'm dealing him 6, so I'm putting him really on the back foot. It's all the way down to 3. Up to 4 from the land. He has to Oblivion Strike a 1/1. So yeah, I hit some more lands now. Hit him in the air. I guess it's ruined processor time. He did just waste his Oblivion Strike, right? So I think he might have another one, but at least I can, if he goes for the Oblivion Strike, I can fire a Conclusion, sack my guy, kill his student, and then get it back with a pulse. But he just has another student, which I let resolve. If he wants to play a removal spell, then I'll cast his fire Conclusion. He goes for Treasure Cruise, which again, he gained 2 extra life by me not killing something right there, but that's fine with me. I am going to fire Conclusion, probably take out, I guess, just one of my Scions. My Flyers are going to deal him a decent amount of damage, and these 1/1s aren't. So I'll just kill one of these students just so he gains less life, but obviously it would have been better to do that before he Treasure Cruised. But I didn't know if he was going to play a removal spell or not. So yeah, I'm just cruising. Again, staying ahead on cards. Find another Rolling Thunder, bring the beats. And he just decides not to block. So he probably just doesn't think he can compete with the cards that he has in his hand. So, falling on his own sword like a true samurai. So on to game 2 here. So here, again, same thing as last time. 2 land hand, but no green. I'm going to keep it because I'm on the draw. Hope to hit a land. Again, draw Rolling Thunder, like the worst draw step possible in the deck. Alright, I do hit a land, but it is not a green land. But at least I'm not going to be missing land drops here. I'll take one. Sky Spawner looks like he's got quite the aggro draw here. I'm just going to kill his Sultai Emissary. I don't want him to Vulture a Saven and get value off of it. I can deal with this Sky Spawner with a Rolling Thunder over time eventually here. And it looks like, he has the Aven and he's going to kill his own Sky Spawner for me, which is fine. So this is a little awkward. My only play is Lore Master, which is probably going to die. Hopefully it doesn't get exiled. But it does. Overall, this game's looking really bad for me. But I draw the land that I need. And I get to hold open Disdainful Stroke here. I'm hoping he's going to cast a Vulture Saven. But nope, he's just got a Sky Spawner. Looks like my play is going to be play a Sky Spawner and then the Elvish Visionary hoping to hit a land. Or I do not, but I hit the Boulder Salvo. Here I'm definitely going to trade Sky Spawners, so I'm very behind in the attacking game here. It looks like he's got 5 mana, Treasure Cruise. Alright, first to cruise is not good for me. At least I'm hitting some land drops. Get to bash him for 1. And I just pulse my guy back. Again, I want to get ahead on life so I don't feel too pressured. And I want that to resolve, and Sky Spawner is going to be a good card to resolve. He gets a 2/4 to resolve, which is, again, slightly annoying. Ooh, and Duress. Duress is annoying. My plan was to play Sky Spawner plus Boulder Salvo next turn. And now he took the Boulder Salvo away, so that's really annoying. But I can play Avenger Spawner. So now at least I have him, yeah, I have the board stable at least. I attack, I figure, he might have a removal spell, but if he has a removal spell, I'm not sure why he didn't just attack into my guy. Like there's a chance that I don't block and he gets in for free damage, and if I do block, it's the same as killing it right now. But if I don't block, he just gets to get free damage, and then it's the same. I attack and then he kills it anyway. So Ruin Processor is gonna make me gain some lives. So hopefully he can't kill that. And he gets to hit me there, and he doesn't kill it, so I'm gonna crunch back. He's just gonna chomp. I'm fine with that. He's go for Treasure Cruise. I guess I'm gonna go for the Disdainful Stroke. Hope that resolves. Looks like he's got something like a negate. Okay, that's super annoying. So he gets the second Treasure Cruise off, and I haven't even drawn one Treasure Cruise. I've drawn one Elvish Visionary and no other card advantage cards yet. So he's somehow way ahead on life because of these clerics and whatnot. I'm going to pulse my 3/3 flyer back, and if I could just draw a Treasure Cruise, then at any point I could catch up really easily. But I get to attack him for a lot, and somehow I'm way ahead in this race on board now, with a Rolling Thunder in hand, so just hoping that doesn't get duressed. So he's got the Cleric sack, Aven Cleric draw. So he's tapped out, so there's probably no better opportunity than to cast Rolling Thunder for 6 here. I can kill both of his Vulturous Avens and then hit him for 5 in the air. That seems fine to me. And then he can chump here if he wants again, that's fine. Again, my board is like doing some work for him, but he draws a third Treasure Cruise, so now he's up 13 cards on me. And I just can't draw my first Treasure Cruise in the first 21 cards of my deck, but somehow I got the better beatdown squad. I make a misplay there. He blocks my 2/1. I should have sacked it to cast Fiery Conclusion, since it was going to die anyway. But I don't. I'm waiting for him to like cast another removal spell, potentially. He's got Grave Purge, which is, again, quite annoying. He would have gained the 2 life anyway if I would have sacked. He would have cast Grave Purge in response. But then again, he might not have. He might have waited and then gotten the Student of Ojtai back, but he's going to have an Aven and a Cleric. So he gets to play the Cleric, then play the Aven, sack it. So nice little way to draw a bunch more cards. Alright, I'm going to lead with a Visionary, hopefully find a way to kill this 2/3. I don't, but I make a decision to, this attack is lethal, but he could have Gideon's Reproach and or Harsh Sustenance. So I figure if he has like Reproach and I attack, then with my Sky Spawner too, then he just blocks it and gets to either 3/3 for free and go down to 3. But it looks like he's just chumping anyway. Makes me think that he didn't have the Gideon's Reproach. Let's play another creature. He's got Cancel. Okay. He knows it's my last card. If he knows it's my last card, I'm not sure. I think I would have just countered the Elvish Visionary. Unless he can deal with the Elvish Visionary very easily, but he has nothing in play, so. He's got another Cruise. Okay, so now he's up 16 cards on me. The problem is like, yeah, the cards in his deck are clunky and mana intensive. I guess he just can't find Oblivion Strike, so he's just got to keep chumping every turn. And I just go for the Touch of the Void to finish him off here. He's got the negate. Alright, so the game will play on. Now he's got the Oblivion Strike. Alright, I guess he deals with the Flyer. Another Lore Master, okay. Looks like I'm going to be able to put him down to 1. He has to chump. That's not that good for him. He got Altar's Reap. Okay, way to draw some extra cards. It seems like the main problem with this deck is that it just does a lot of nothing and can't apply pressure. It draws cards like for the sake of drawing cards. Like if I am down 18 cards now to hit him, there should be no way I'm even close to in this game. Right? Like, I don't think I've ever been up 18 cards on somebody and somehow been getting destroyed. So Lore Master gets back Treasure Cruise. Okay, looks like he's digging for answers. Problem is I have 2 flyers. I do the math here. I have 2 flyers, so that puts him, which he can't deal with, right? And he only has 3 mana, so he either has Gideon's Reproach, in which case he's just dead, or he has Harsh Sustenance. Harsh Sustenance, he would gain 2 life, go to 3, and if I attack with, so he can Harsh Sustenance, kill one of them, gain 2, go to 3. If I attack with this, it puts him back down to 1. And he's in a really good spot, 6 cards in hand, right, to my 1. So then I have to look, if I attack with everything, he has to chump my 7/8. He can block this. Harsh Sustenance kills my 1/2/1. But then I'm going to get through for 3, and he's going to gain 2 to 3. So these 2 creatures are actually lethal if Harsh Sustenance is the card in his hand. So he needs to have something like, I don't know, 2 spells. It turns out he has exactly Harsh Sustenance, and he comments on that fact too. He says, I needed you to not attack with everything. And I was like, well, do you have Harsh Sustenance? He's like, yep. It's like, yeah, I played around it correctly by attacking. And that is the game. I even had another rune processor to bring the beats further. So yeah, I somehow managed to get there despite having, no card advantage draw this game, but I did get a good beatdown draw. If you can consider my Tremere Grind deck capable of beating down in the first place. But so yeah, just wanted to say, big thanks to everybody for coming out and playing this season. SPDC and season 32 was really fun for me. It was my best season yet. Let's look here. I haven't looked at things. PDC, yeah, so wonder if you can check. I know you can go like this. So SPDC 32 Worlds season leaderboard. So from the regular season, I think this is the first time I've ever been in first place for the season leaderboard, and it was by a decent amount, and then I went undefeated in the world tournament too. So I don't know. This format was something that I think I figured out, did some brewing. A lot of my brews were untested, but then did well in tournaments. But the main reason why I think I did well is that I played BFZ and Oath a lot in Sealed, mainly, and Draft. Shout out to just all the friends in local San Jose, California channel Fireball drafters. If anybody's watching GP coverage, which I hope they have coverage this upcoming weekend in Albuquerque, got a lot of friends in the area that will be going with me, and we're hoping to put up some good results. So yeah, the next format gets rid of Khans and Fate and adds Shadows. It's going to be a way different format. Probably won't be doing any more 3-color ridiculous decks, and I'm really excited though to build some new decks and again just do some new brews. So it's kind of my thing that I enjoy. I don't like constructed at all, but the main constructed formats like standard, modern, legacy, vintage, etc., I do like to watch them, and I can learn from watching good players play on the Grand Prix, Pro Tour, SCG tournaments and all that crap. But the reason why I actually like Standard Pauper the most is because it's so unexplored. The professional players are not playing this format, so nobody's out there grinding games, and there's just a lot left to be discovered. It feels very fresh and raw to me, where if you try to build a new standard deck in this format, like all the so many people are trying and so many decks are getting posted, everything becomes in sync and net decked, so to speak, so quickly that it doesn't seem that interesting to me. Not a fun mental exercise, so to speak. So yeah, so one thing that I do want to work on as a goal, Roberto has the same goal for me too, as I do for next season, is we just want to get more participation. We averaged anywhere from I don't know, 9 to 12 players maybe for SPDC, and maybe MPDC had a little bit more. But there are 35 players, unique players, who came out to play events this time. So there's 35 people out there who know it about this format. And this format is it's basically sponsored by, Card Quarter 7422 and bot credit tickets for first through fourth. You can make plenty of tickets to be able to buy all the Standard Pauper decks that you could ever want. And yeah, so I'm hoping to see some more people come out and play. And hopefully we can grow. Stay tuned for two main things too. Polyjack will be running a Ravnica Unified Standard, or I guess not standard, but constructed league. I'll post some links to that in my following articles. I'm going to do an article set review for Shadows of It over Innistrad. I'm going to review my Oath of the Gatewatch. Spoiler alert, I did not rate Pulse of Murasa appropriately. And other than that, so far my vote for SPDC and MPDC would be to allow the uncommons that have been upshifted from common to be playable. I think they added a lot to the format and didn't really detract anything. There are people out there who think that they did detract some things, but they really don't. They're just doing it based on principle for the most part. The format is great. They should just play it. And a couple of cards, like Mad, there's only 3, someone said. Like Mad Prophet, Reckless Scholar, and one other card that's even relevant. And those cards just aren't that good to begin with. So I think people need to realize that the reason why commons are being upshifted to uncommon or even rare in the case of Scion on the Wilds is not because the cards were too good and shouldn't have been printed at common. It's the context in which they're creating a draft environment. So Wizards has play tested Shadows over Innistrad Limited, and they found that a set with Madness does not want cards that can enable Madness every single turn of the game if left unchecked to be common. It would be too easy for the Madness decks to be good in Limited. So they moved them to uncommon. I think that's really smart. In my drafting so far, it means that I first pick Mad Prophet and I first pick Reckless Scholar every time. Unless there's a bomb in the pack, I first pick those cards. They're insanely good. What does it mean for Standard Pauper? Number 1, Wizards does not test Standard Pauper. So they have no idea that if, it's not like they played Standard Pauper, had Reckless Scholar and Mad Prophet at common, and were like, oh, these cards are breaking the Standard Pauper format. We must upshift their rarity. No. And even if they did play Standard Pauper, they would find out, yeah, these cards are just bad. They're not that good. So they're easy to kill, they're mana intensive, and the advantage they create is just minimal. You can't do that much busted stuff. Now, I'm going to obviously try them because I really like the Madness mechanic. I think, Fiery Temper, etc. will be good cards. But we'll have to wait and see how the format, shapes up. So stay tuned for some more articles and thoughts on that. Again, if you have any comments or discussion, I'm always open to talking about those types of things. So yeah, thanks for watching.